And I snuck a few pictures, and there's pictures of, the cast and crew just standing around, all looking horrified.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is James in Nashville. And in this video, let's talk about a somewhat miracle birth. During season 3 of The Walking Dead, somewhere in Georgia, inside an apocalyptic prison, there was a miracle birth of sorts, Judith. I mean, her birth, or even better said, survival, is kind of a miracle. Let's go to that scene and behind the camera as well. And at the end, we'll even discuss one of the worst decisions the production has ever made, probably even worse than that CGI deer.
Babies have a way of coming at the wrong time.
As you know, leading up to all of this, Judith's birth, and the way it had to happen or the way it went down, is really, you could almost point to Rick's fault, because he let Andrew go he thought he was going to die. He let him out into an area that there were walkers and thought, yeah, this guy's going to die, and he turned his back and left. He didn't watch him die. So Rick, he didn't know that Andrew survived, and Andrew lured some walkers in, opened gates and stuff like that, had a buzzer go off at one point and stuff, and really sabotaged everything to where we lost T-Dog because of that. They thought they lost Carol, but of course Daryl found her later. And we lost Lori because she was trapped in the room. The baby was coming, that it had to come, C-section. Maggie had to cut it out.
You've got to cut me open. No, I can't. I have no anesthetic, no equipment.
Carl is a knife.
It was just a moment, the way it all happened. She knew she would bleed out. She couldn't be fixed after the baby was taken out. She just wanted the baby to survive. That was her main goal, knowing she was going to die.
Because it was a different belly, right? So the pregnant belly rig we had on was basically a swimsuit with a belly.
Sarah describes the pregnant belly she had to wear. The one they cut into in that scene, of course, a different one than the one she just wore around in most of the scenes around the prison.
But the prosthetic belly was just glued on.
The one Greg Nicotero made, of course, though, they could cut into, had blood pumps feeding it to bleed more, had things up in it, eventually a baby they pulled out.
Greg Nicotero and the K&B team are kind of magicians. That fake baby is unbelievable.
This was season 3, episode 4. This was Lori's last episode, T-Dog's last episode, and Andrew's last episode, if you care about that dude. But you could say it's Judith's first episode. She was in Lori's belly, in previous episodes, of course. But this, she's out of the belly. Here she is, Judith, and being named by Carl, I think by the next episode or so.
And action. Pull it.
But the behind the scenes of it all, the way it was shot, the way Greg Nicotero and his company made everything, and the baby, I thought it looked good too. And it, as far as her, Maggie cutting into the stomach, I mean, that's gruesome, man. And I think they're correct. It's one of the most gruesome things they've shown, with a live person versus a zombie, having guts pulled out and stuff. This is Lori, they're pulling a baby out.
A tradition where when a character is killed off, usually I'm at the monitors with the writer, and on those days, half the cast is sitting behind me.
But as she says there, and as we see, most of the cast was sitting around watching that moment, watching her in that scene, customary because it's her last moment, or last day, or last episode. But you can see everybody there behind the camera. And so Lori's death and the birth of Judith, Carl had to put Lori down.
That was his outlet to the old world. Even though he felt betrayed by his mom, he still loved her.
But of course, this is the episode, Lori's death, that Rick was crying and going through emotions to Carl. There's been a bunch of memes made out of some frames, different frames from this scene, especially the choral, playing on the choral thing.
And it's only when he looks at the boy, I wanted it to be the one moment he breaks.
But as far as Andrew Lincoln goes, I think it was a big moment and a big acting moment for him, trying to display what he thought Rick would feel, and actually it's a breaking moment. And Dave Albert chimes in about the emotions he felt about the scene.
But as a husband and as a father, it hit me like I never thought it would hit me.
And Robert Kirkman also chimed in about how he felt about the scene. He thought they did really good.
I'd read all the scripts, and I'm not going to lie to you, I did tear up a little bit at the end. So good job, guys. You made me cry.
And I think they did really good also as far as the whole scene and how it was cut. The Rick thing at the end, people's made fun of, but I thought he did a good job as well on that. But Judith, being born into an apocalypse like this and survived, she's still alive in the show, season 11, several years into the future, so half grown. The comic ended with Carl, and it looks like the show may end with Judith since Carl's not with us anymore. But a lot of different people's taking care of Judith. Daryl calls her a little ass kicker, but she's been on a journey, been through a lot of stuff. Thank goodness they got to Alexandria, where she had a little bit of a life, at least, a little bit of safety.
And so it's possible that we'll get some whiff of something that looks like her.
And I know I said that was Lori's last episode. It kind of wasn't if you go to the craziness of Rick. When Rick was going through his insanity moments, the actors came back a couple episodes, I think it was, and played Lori in the white dress and a couple little different places.
I'm playing Rick. I'm playing Rick's madness.
And Sarah said it best, I think, about how she wasn't really playing Lori during those moments. It was part of Rick's mind projected, so she was really playing Rick. But yeah, Judith's miracle birth and survival, I guess you could say. Definitely a cool topic to talk about. But let's go ahead and go to the aftermath of Lori's death. This is in a later episode, but Rick goes to look for the body and only finds a walker, a zombie there, with some hair hanging out its mouth, but no body, no bones, just a big stomach full of Lori. What? WTF? I think every single person was like, what? Might have cussed a little bit or said something or was just dumbfounded. I know we all saw the CGI deer in that Rick and Michonne scene, later season, but we just said, hey, they should have spent a little more money. That was a really fake-looking CGI deer. This is a little different. I think this is a big misstep decision, whoever made it, that, hey, let's have this walker eat Lori, bones and all. Just a little bit of hair will be hanging out of its mouth. Wouldn't that be cool? No, that's so out of story. We never, ever, ever, that I can recall in any other moment of The Walking Dead spinoff or whatever, that a walker has eaten bones and all of something. To me, that's the biggest production mistake of the entire series, the biggest blunder, in my opinion, as far as production goes, as far as, whether it was Greg Nicotero or somebody else, whoever made that decision, hey, are you trying to save money and not show a corpse? Did you not want to get the actress back and you didn't think you could just make up something with blood all over the face where you couldn't even see the face or something? They ate the face off? That one just threw me for a loop. How about you? Hey, let me know about it down in the comments below, and I'll join you there. This is James in Nashville. As always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more dead stuff.